Alright, cool. Let me get to where I need to be. Or I should say where I want to be.
Hey, man.
So a lot of people out there, they want to know what is RP, which stands for role play. How do you join it? And I'll have a link in the description after I finish up this video with the Discord information. But basically, if you want to join a roleplay server, you'll need to first make sure that you create, if you don't already have a Discord account, you'll need to create one so that you can join up with the interview server. At that point, what you're going to do is create your in-game character, have a little bit of a background, age, a name for them, what type of role you want. You can be a civilian, firefighter, paramedic, law enforcement officer, which has several subdivisions attached to that, such as SWAT. So we've got a lot of options available. The platforms that we currently have are PlayStation and Xbox, both the newest generation and the previous generation. I'll take $40,000 in cash. Not a bad payday. A lot of people may have questions about some of the terminology. What is VDM? What is RDM? VDM is vehicle deathmatch. That's when you use your vehicle as a weapon, and that is something that is not allowed. RDM is random deathmatch, basically where you just randomly start causing problems either by weapon or to other players. So I'll give a couple of examples here. So RDM is, let's say this guy over here is another player in our server, and then I just decide I'm going to shoot him for no reason. What you're seeing on the screen right now is absolutely not allowed. You will be kicked out of the session, possibly even banned from participation altogether. I'm actually surprised I didn't get the cops on me for that. So there we go. There's the cops. So that's basically your example of what a random deathmatch shortened up to RDM would look like. We don't allow that. We try to do things realistically. The key thing that you want to remember is you want to live. That's the way that we try to play. So I'm going to come around up here, try to lose the cops. And another thing to keep in mind with role play. We don't want to see something like that and then like an accident and then you just instantly start driving away like I'm doing right now. Basically this video I'm going to show you what not to do. In an accident like that, I would be injured. The airbags would have gone off in real life. I'd probably have a few broken bones, things of that nature. So I would not be able to drive away from that in real life. Another factor is you're not going to crash through a fence. You're not going to flip your car and then keep on running. That's just not going to happen in real life, so we don't want it in the roleplay server either. So, like I said, this is a great example of what not to do. And then, of course, after I get done showing all that stuff, I'll show a little bit of what you're expected to be doing. But yeah, by now my character would probably be dead. Okay, so there we go. We have lost the cops. Showed you a little bit about what not to do from one player to another. And a little bit of what not to do with the driving and stuff like that. So we'll just come up here, probably grab ourselves another vehicle. Another side note as far as the vehicles. This vehicle is highly modified with the upgrades that you can get. That would not be allowed. We have limitations on how far you can upgrade your vehicles. The reason for that, we have to make it fair for the law enforcement officers because we do use actual police vehicles. You have to call 911. I do have a video on this channel labeled how to repair LEO vehicles that shows you how to get your cop car, how to repair them. I'm going the wrong way from where I want to go. Another thing, we actually turn our maps off. I'll show you guys how to do that real quick. You'll go into your settings, go down to display, radar off. And now our map is gone. Another setting that we do is online options, player overhead display, none. Now, higher up rankings within the server would most likely have their setting where they can see your name above your character, and that is so that the higher ups within the server can identify who you are in case you commit an act that is considered FRP, which stands for failed roleplay. Failed roleplay would be your vehicle deathmatch, acting outside of your character, random deathmatch, things of that nature. So just don't do it. There's no reason for it. We're trying to have fun. We're trying to essentially live out a fantasy life without all the griefers blowing you up every 5 minutes. We do restrict what type of vehicles you're permitted to have, because, like, you're not going to come in here with a Oppressor Mark II and just start blowing up the map. If we see an Oppressor Mark II on the map, you're out. You're going to be off the map. I mean, we try to warn people. We're not, mean about it. We do try to give people a little bit of a warning. We try not to ban people immediately. But if you're causing a serious problem, then yeah, we're not going to hesitate. There won't be any question to it. We're going to, it's going to be see you later type of situation. We're not going to put up with the bull crap. So just, come in and have some fun. I mean, we've got all kinds of different things that you can do. Fire department's pretty cool. I'm part of that myself. Law enforcement, I've played as a law enforcement officer. Matter of fact, I hold the rank of sheriff for the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. Or is it Wayne County Sheriff's Department? It's something. I don't have my Discord up right now, so yes, another factor, the server is quite new, so we are working on getting people into the server. We're trying to, dot the I's, cross the T's, so to speak, but we have a lot of members in there that have come from other well-known RP servers. I'm not gonna name the other servers that people have come from. It's a privacy issue. People deserve, people do have a right to their privacy. I'm not gonna sit here and expose anybody for anything. If they want to tell you where they came from, that's up to them. But we do have members from some popular what used to be really decent RP servers, but I'll go ahead and give you on myself. I came from what was a good RP server, and at the time that I was there, I was probably only there for about a month or two, and it was just really starting to fall apart. So I was looking to find another server that, where the community is good, they make you feel accepted, your higher up members, like your founders, your CEOs. I wanted a place where those members would be very active and involved with the other members. And, I personally feel if you're going to run an RP server, you need to be involved. And these guys that I'm a part of, they are very involved. Matter of fact, I've got a guy, he's a founder, and he is on a leave of absence currently, and he actually checked in with me to see how things were going today while being on a leave of absence. So, I mean, very good job. I'll give him a shout out here in the video. His Discord is Bradford. Now you may see in the chat that it might go, his name may go by Hondo, but very good person. Stays on top of things, checks in with his fellow members to see how things are going, make sure that you got what you need, you got the information you need. You're not just, you'll never feel alone here, period. So let's go show you proper things to do. Since I've showed you a lot of what not to do, so we'll just kind of pretend that this is an RP situation. Let's say my aircraft had to make an emergency landing down here at the beach. So I'm going to set her down gentle because it is my personal aircraft. but let's say it was a real hard landing, okay? So I'm a little banged up, the engine is smoking. What I would do is I would get into the Discord server, go into our chat, contact dispatch, let them know that I had made an emergency landing. At that point, the dispatcher is going to get a hold of the appropriate personnel and dispatch them to my location. So it's very important when you are in the text channel or audio channel. Give me 1 second, I'm answering some mail here. Alright, okay. So where was I? They dispatch. In this situation, I would say they're probably going to... Police are always dispatched because a lot of times they can get there quicker. And you also need somebody to secure the area. So if you are a police officer, just be, fair warning. You may not always be chasing somebody, doing drug busts and bank robberies and stuff. In fact, a bank robbery is what we, refer to as a large scene. You have to have permission before you can do that. The reason you have to have permission for doing particular scenes is because we have to make sure that we have enough members in the session so that we can handle the scene, but we also want to make sure that we're not occupying all of our emergency personnel, because you have to understand, you are not the only person that is a civilian in that session. And it's not fair to the other civilians to be out running around doing what they're doing and they're not getting any interaction from the police department, the medics, and stuff like that. So yes, you will have to do scene requests if it's a large scene. We just want to give everybody the opportunity to enjoy themselves. But okay, let's get back to this here. So I've landed my helicopter on the beach, and at this point dispatch has already sent emergency personnel. I'm going to get police officers out here. They may send fire or a medic in case I'm injured. And let's say that perhaps when I had landed it was pretty rough. So this is smoking, possibly on fire. I probably don't want to be in the vehicle. But let's say I'm trapped. So the fire department's going to show up. Police are going to secure the area. The fire department's going to secure the area. They're going to get out of their truck. Shut up, Franklin. They're going to get out of their fire truck. They're going to secure the area. Make sure that everybody else is out of the way. They're going to try to put out the fire. They're going to get me out of the helicopter as quickly as possible. And then, so they're going to get me out of the helicopter. They're going to drag or carry or have me walk or whatever. Now I've got a broken leg, so I can't walk. They're going to get me probably about this far away from the helicopter at least. That way, if and when it blows up, we're safe. We're a safe distance. So, keep that in mind. You're role-playing this out. Treat it like real life. So, I'm injured. I've got a broken leg. Now, at this point, what the fire department can do, because they are medically trained, say they sent the fire department and not a medic, and maybe a medic is on their way. They're going to type it into the in-game chat that they are assessing injuries of, and then they'll put my character name in. And I'm going to be in there too, watching what they're saying. And then I have to tell them, you find that my right leg is broken, minor cuts and scrapes on my arms and forehead. And then at that point, they're going to type in what they're doing for the treatment. You know, they're going to put my leg in a splint. They're going to bandage up the cuts and scrapes, and they're going to check my pulse, make sure that I'm not, can't think of the term of it, but make sure that I'm not going into shock. Make sure that my heart rate is normal and things like that. Do a basic vitals check, because there could be other things going on that are not obvious to me as a patient or obvious to them until they get my vitals. So after they get me stabilized on scene, then unfortunately, being on a console, we don't have the mods or anything like that. So what will happen is they'll just type it in the chat, you know, grabs and then the name of the character and puts in back of ambulance. So I would walk up, they have to get in first, and then so that I can get into the back of the vehicle, whether it's the fire truck, the back of a police car, however we decide that we're going to transport you to the hospital. So now we do have med flight, medevac, care flight, however your particular region of the world refers to it. We do have that, and that's actually what this helicopter is supposed to be for. So what we will do in this situation, maybe it's care flight. They'll call care flight, which is me at the moment, and they'll have me come and land, pick you up, take you to the hospital. And I know where there's a hospital at. I just gotta find it. I think this might be one. Where's that? But anyway, they'll just take you over to a hospital. I know there's one in the general vicinity of the strip club. Again, you're going to need to try to memorize the map. A lot of times we won't be down in the city. We'll actually be out in Sandy Shores area. But, hey, I want to try to make this video a little more interesting, right? Okay, so there we go. Now, if you guys join up and you're on PlayStation, that's what I play on, I am more than happy to go ahead and, you know, we can get on together so that you guys can get familiar with the map and stuff. Okay, so from here, from the strip club, we'll go this way. And there's one of our hospitals. So to role play this out, let's say you were injured and care flight was called. So I will transport you to the nearest hospital, make a landing here, and then what we'll do is I'll take you up to the door, and this basically simulates me taking you to the hospital. So let's say you were not care flighted, then I would actually be taking you over to these doors. Yeah, just ignore the fact that I dove off of a building. So we'll take you to like these doors here, or okay, that's outpatient, so yeah, we won't take you there. This is emergency, so we would take you over here. And then you will be given a set amount of time based on your injuries. If it's minor, probably 2 minutes that you have to stand here and wait before you can continue with playing the RP. If it's really severe, maybe like 5 minutes. You know, we try to keep the time a little bit shorter. You know, we're not going to have you standing here for a half hour. Just, you know, but simulating that you were there, you got treatment, and then try not to steal a car, but call your car in, and then you can continue your RP. So something else that we do, this is an example of what to do. As a civilian, we obey all traffic lights. Okay, see, there's a green light there. See, now this one confuses me, this traffic light. Because there was a green light for the one direction, but then there was a red light probably for my lane, so I probably just ran a red light there. But no matter. Now, if I drive through these red lights and one of our LEO officers, law enforcement officers, sees me breaking the law, they will try to pull me over. We do allow high-speed chases within reason, which is why we like to monitor, not really monitor, but, you know, if you have a vehicle that is modified beyond what the police vehicles can keep up with, we're going to have a conversation with you about kind of tuning it down for the RP. That way it's fair for everybody, because we cannot modify the cop cars to keep up with you. I believe. Yep, that's a stunt jump. Anyway, now that we got the stunt jump out of the way, that right there, by the way, would be failed RP. You're not going to do that in a role play. You can go. Cutting through here like I'm doing, failed RP. Doing this is failed RP. Don't do that either. Robbing a store. I suppose you could rob a store, but the problem is you're going to get the computer cops on you, and we try to avoid getting the computer cops involved. It just complicates the RP to have actual cops involved. Not that you would treat a role-play cop, an actual person, any different than a, you know, GTA cop. But, oh shit, I'm getting sidetracked now. But, yeah, if a officer goes to pull you over, you have the option to stop or run from them. But, you know, let's say that I stop. What will happen is the cop will be parked back there behind me. They'll come up to my window and, you know, ask why they pulled me over, things of that nature. Just, you know, your real life traffic stop. Now, what I can do is I can decide to run. Now, if you get pulled over, and you've already given them your information and stuff, I guess you could probably run if you wanted to, but it's not going to do you much good. We kind of have your license and registration already, so, you know, you're still going to get a ticket. So you may as well just go ahead and role play it out. Now, if you got drugs in the car, oh yeah, by all means, run. Let's keep it interesting. So, I mean, that's kind of the basics of roleplay. I mean, if you guys have questions, you can ask them down in the comments. Again, I will get a link to our interview server. And just to touch base on how that works again, You'll create your Discord account and then come back to this video. If you already have a Discord, you can skip that step. You can just go down to the description where I will put a link to the interview server. You will more than likely be quickly greeted by anybody and everybody that's in there, so long as they're paying attention. I usually try to check the logger. We have a message logger, lets us know when somebody has joined and stuff. I try to get on there a couple of times a week to tag everybody and let them know, hey, we're going to do interviews. We're taking right now we're doing applications, so you'll go to the applications channel of that server. It'll give you an outline of the information that we need, so just copy that, and then you'll want to create a ticket. Once you successfully create the ticket, you'll paste that format in and fill it out, and then send it to us, and somebody will get with you to discuss the role that you want, whether or not it's available, what console you're on, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation, and we'll get you set up. We'll get somebody in there to set you up with the roles. We do training for your roles, so you're not going to be going in there without a clue as to what's expected. You'll know exactly what the responsibilities of a law enforcement officer are. Fire department, medic, civilian even has certain responsibilities as well. Like if you're cuffed, you can't just run away from us unless we have that approved for the scene. If you've been tased, the tasers in this game don't necessarily simulate real life as well as it should. So there's a little bit of a count that you have to do. Like if you're tased, you gotta like, I think it's like count to 10, count to 15, something like that. And then you can get up and start running. There's also like, if you've been shot, the first bullet you might still be able to run. The second bullet, you're going to be slowed down a little bit. The third bullet, you're going to fall, and you can't get up for a certain amount of time, but you'll have to, like, if you do continue running after so many shots, well, for one, you'll probably be dead. But for two, we kind of simulated as rubber bullets instead of actual bullets, so that's why if you take so many shots, yeah, you're still able to run, but then, so many more, and you're limping, you're hurting, you're not moving as fast. So you'll still be able to go, but just not run. And all those little details will be explained in your training, and that's why we have training. It's not that we feel as if you don't know what you're supposed to do. We go through it with everybody. I've had to go through it, and like, I'm kind of high up in the server, and I've earned that position by going through the training and being dedicated and loyal to the server and everything. So there is plenty of room for advancement within the server. Just keep in mind, if you want to increase your ranking, say as a law enforcement officer, if you want to increase your ranking, you will need to earn that. we do understand that everybody has a life outside of the role play. So we don't expect you to be on there 24/7. Everybody's got a life. A lot of our members are still, school age members. We've probably got, honestly, 2 or 3 adults total in the server. And that's fine. That's fine. Everybody treats each other with the utmost respect. But that just goes to show the fact that a lot of our members are still in school. We understand. You've got homework. You've got maybe you're an adult. You have a job. You got to go to work so you can make money and pay your bills. We get that. So don't feel like you have to be on every single day, or that you have to participate in every single RP session, because you don't. You don't have to do anything. It's totally up to you on what you decide you want to do. But don't come in there and start complaining about, well, I've been a member for 3 months and I haven't ranked up in my department. Don't start complaining about that if you have not been actually participating in anything whatsoever. Participation gets you promoted, and I can't stress that enough. Because I've seen that in previous servers where people that are not participating are complaining about not getting promoted. And I'll tell you about myself, a situation that I was basically the victim of. I was in an RP server for 10 days, just 10 days, and managed to be promoted to the rank of lieutenant within the law enforcement department. That should have never happened. I did nothing wrong. And a lot of the members, they thought I was really good at doing the RPs and stuff. I did nothing wrong at all. It was the person who promoted me that got in trouble, and the server just kind of started falling apart from there. So I started looking for a different community, and the one that I'm in now is where I'm at. And they are very, very professional with how they handle things. Now, is it difficult to earn a spot? No, not really. As long as you're following the rules of the role play, you're generating good scenes, good character, you're role playing things out, you're acting it out. Anybody that's in theater, does like amateur acting, or perhaps you're a famous actor that ran across my video and decided to join our server, hey, who knows, I can dream, right? Get Johnny Depp up in here, maybe, who knows. Have a little Pirates of the Caribbean role play out on the ocean. Alright, anyway, enough about my fantasies. Come up in here, and it's a simulated reality, like you're going to, like you're acting within a movie. Now, this obviously is not a movie. This is supposed to be real life. That's what we're going for, real life. So, things will get intense. I had a scene where there was an officer-involved shooting. The suspect was shot, and there was no chance of saving them. I was the officer that was providing first aid to them. It was very, very emotional. And after the RP session, I actually broke down a little bit because it was that intense. So I will warn you ahead of time, if you're thinking about doing role play, it gets very, very intense at times, very, very realistic situation, and it can be very emotional. Now, if you find that a particular session really kind of gets to you emotionally, don't hesitate to talk to somebody. You know, we're very serious about, you know, mental health conditions. I have a few mental health issues myself, so I'm very understanding of that. We want to hear from you. We want to speak with you and help you out in any way that we can. If you have an overly emotional experience within the RP, we want to make sure that you're taken care of, that that you're doing all right. It's not just a community. We consider our members like a family. So, you know, some of us, and the reason I say some of us is because, I mean, not everybody does, but some of us truly do care about the members. And I know it is kind of rude of me to say that, you know, not everybody cares, but that's just the truth of it. You know, I don't sugarcoat nothing. I mean, I'm not in a position to sugarcoat things. I'm going to give it to you straight, but I can be a very sympathetic person too. So, unfortunately, my video that I'm doing, there's nobody else in my session. So before I close out the video, I'm going to discuss exactly how this works. Once you join our Discord and get through your interview and have your roles and everything, we will send you the invitation link to the main server for your console, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation. I know what some of you are probably thinking, well, what about computer? We don't have that yet, and I'm not sure if we have plans to do it as of yet, but right now it's just for console. And the reason is there's plenty of computer servers out there. Not many people realize, I'm one of them, not many people realize you can do a role play on console. Now, here's how this works. As you can see, I just pointed at my screen like you can actually see me. Oh my god. As you can see here, it's an invite-only session. You are not getting in without an invitation. And that's how we have to do it on a console. So there you can see my gamer tag. It's on PlayStation, so if you want to add me, that's fine too. Send me a message on my PlayStation. I'll walk you through how to get into the main server, but please go to that description, follow that link. It'll take you directly to our server. Give them a shout out. My name is Larry within the Discord server. You know, go ahead, give me a shout out. Let them know that I sent you over there. It'll help me out to let the other members know that I'm doing my job as the media official officer, whatever. Yeah, media. It's late, guys. It's late. But it just lets them know that I'm doing the job that they have tasked me with. It also lets them know how you heard about us. So, you know, give them a shout out. Tell them, hey, I watched this video on YouTube. I know it's getting kind of lengthy here, probably. So you may not have even made it this far in the video. But if you have, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So go over there. Let them know how you found out about us, who sent you, things like that, and that just lets our community know. It lets the LARP know management is actually working and what needs improvement, so that we can get as many people in here as possible and have some really good roleplay sessions. So, I mean, we have a section in our main servers for your gamer tags. Go ahead, add everybody up, and that's how you get invited to the main server the invite only session of the game. We'll have meetings, briefings beforehand, that kind of like, hey, this is what we got going on, blah, blah, blah. We try to do it as realistic as possible, but I've gotten a little long-winded on this. So if you're interested, follow the link in the description. We'll get you in there, and any question that you have, I don't care how stupid you think it may be, ask it. We encourage questions. The only way you're going to know is if you ask. The only stupid question is the one that you don't ask. Unless you just want to come in there and be a complete douche nozzle, then yeah, we're probably not going to get along with you. But I mean, hey, that's life. We get some pretty interesting characters in there. So yeah, I mean, I've had to ban a guy for nudity already, so yeah, just don't be a prick and we'll get along just fine. And with that, I think I'm gonna just crash my plane and end the video. Why not? Go out with a bang, right? Alright, so now that's getting ready to dispatch, and they're picking my carcass up off of the side of the mountain there. And then when I respawn, I just, what I would have to do is just go back to where the crash happened, stand there, they pick up my dead body, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. So, hey, hope to see you over there on LARP interview server, and good luck to you all.